gets all the glory. I'm a little bit sun crisped, but I want to get on here real quick because I've been noticing something and I want to share with someone. It might prove beneficial. A lot of people ask, when do you know when you're healed? What's the sign of your healing? And I have been in my bubble, like my personal bubble, where I have very specific boundaries and people know certain parts of me and I loved it. I'm so comfortable in it. But once the bubble is gone, the test of being healed is, how do you keep your boundaries? How do you keep your peace? Now, it's not to say that triggers aren't going to come, because you're a human being and you're responding to stimuli all the time. But it's not that triggers stop. I mean, if you want to become a hermit and not interact with anybody, I know a lot of people like that. And funny enough, those people are still really angry. The people that have written everybody off, that refuse to be vulnerable, that refuse to relinquish control, you'd think they'd be happy, and they're not. They're really miserable. And if at any point their sense of control is tested, they spiral, and it's not good. It is not good. They refuse to take a chance on people, and so they refuse to take chances on themselves. But the other side of that is when you do have a trigger, and it might be an old trigger, it might be the same person. You might be in a place in your life, like so many people that are moving back in with family, or maybe you're visiting family, or an ex, or an old job, or whatever it is. The trigger is not what's going to measure your healing. Your response is. And some things don't require a response at all. Some things are just for you to observe, not absorb, right? Some things are for you to just take a mental note and say, I see what you did there. I see that pattern in your behavior. And if they've done it in the past and you get upset about it, you're really not learning. So if you know that someone is going to do something and then they do it, and your reaction is to get upset, you're not learning, because you should have already anticipated that coming. It's like when people say, well, how can people just keep doing the same thing over and over? Well, how can you keep expecting people to change when they show you just one thing? You have to believe them. You have to respect them enough and yourself enough to know that some people are not going to change. Now, does that mean that we have to accept them in our lives? No. Does that mean that we have to put them in a place where they don't belong with access? No. You keep your boundary, you make sure that it's clear, and you stay consistent. You do not have access to me anymore. I understand you still act this way, and that's fine. You don't have to change for me. You're not gonna. You're only gonna change when you're ready. But that doesn't mean that you get access to me. That doesn't mean that I'm available for you all the time. That doesn't mean that I have to have this conversation right now. That doesn't mean that I have to validate your emotions right now by meeting you where you're at. I can still stay over here and you can stay over there. And it doesn't mean that I'm against you. And it doesn't mean that I hate you. It simply means that I am learning to believe what you show me you are. That's it. It's irrelevant what they say. It's irrelevant what they promise and how they apologize. What you need to focus on is the pattern of behavior. If the pattern of behavior has not changed, then the access to you should not change. It's that simple. Are things going to bother us? Of course, you're a human being. But does that mean you have to lash out? No. Defend? No. Explain? No. Stop explaining to people who don't want to hear you. You're talking to a wall. So, yeah. I hope you guys are drinking water, having salad and steak, because that's what I did. We're working out, we're taking sun. We are loving ourselves. And when you love yourself and you give yourself respect, you no longer accept crappy behavior from anybody: family, friends, exes, baby daddies, even your own children. So, yeah, he'll just blesses someone. Jesus, absolutely, he just loves you. He loves you, and I love you. Okay. Bye.